Can you tell us about the Australian Graduate School of Management, MBA, that you did?
Yeah. So I guess those stories probably just represent, I guess, my character or whatever, that I'm willing to take on challenge that most people, wouldn't do it or whatever. But obviously, everyone that Googles my name knows that I went to jail and I've been in trouble and whatnot. And when I got out of jail, I was always smart at school. Like, I went to high school a year early. I was the head boy of my college, believe it or not. But I always done well academically, so the actual work wasn't, I wasn't concerned about doing that kind of stuff. But when I got out of jail, I think people just looked at me and thought, oh, he's just a big dumb and which quite, like, I thought you were just a big dumb and I didn't finish school because I signed at the Warriors when I was 16, and in typical fashion of me, I made the decision to leave school early so I could come here and start training. And I had enough credits to pass, and I had a scholarship to go to uni and whatnot, but I went all in on rugby league, and probably not what they tell you, hedge your bets, and not everyone can be a professional athlete and all this thing, but same thing, I was just like, well, I'm going to put all my eggs in that basket and go hard. So didn't finish high school. When I got out of jail, I wanted to go to uni. I wanted to do something with my mind because I had a lot of time to think in there about, some of the issues that I've had in my life and why those happened, and what's the future look like and what can I control. And I wanted to do a business degree, but I had to first do a community service degree through TAFE. Done that, got into uni. It was kind of like an opportunity to get into uni because I don't think people thought I could pass or whatever. And I'd done accounting, and I've always been good at maths. Like at high school, I liked maths. I'd done physics and all that stuff, so more of a black and white brain or maths orientated brain. And I got good marks in the accounting subject, and that was just a commerce degree. And then the next year I just done undergraduate papers, commerce degree, and I had like good marks across all of them. And Ben Cray, the old player from St. George, Benny Cray, he had just retired, and he moved into the education and wellbeing space, and he came to me it would have been end of 2016, beginning 2017. He goes, bro, like, I've known you for a couple of years now because I've been here. He's like, there might be an opportunity for you to jump out of that and get into a master's program. I was like, oh yeah, yeah, that sounds all good. I'll give it a crack. Yeah. So then
to give it context, though, it's like, I've got a note here. That school is in the top 10% of the world's business schools, right?
Yeah. It's ranked in the top 50 in the world in business skills, AGSM. So it's an awesome uni. It's an awesome place to learn. A lot of really successful people have been through that institution, and they're making a big mark on the world. But it's University of New South Wales Business School. So, but I didn't actually start there. I started the program that Benny recommended that I do was a graduate certificate in business, which implies you normally graduated from something previously. But they said, they take people that have worked somewhere for 20 years, but they never went to uni, but they know a lot about business, and they just want to formalise their education or their knowledge. And I graduated from that in 2017, so that's kind of like the stepping stone. That would be, the under-20s of the MBA. And then once I graduated from there, I applied to go to AGSM because I wanted to challenge myself. And I was moving to Sydney at the time from Wollongong, and the campus was located there. So I applied and had to write a big entry kind of thesis of why you want to attend, and it's hard to get into or whatever. Then,
I love how understated you're making that story, because it's an incredible achievement just to get to the start line.
Well, I'll tell you like that, and bit of serendipity or whatever we're talking about. The reason why I'm coming on this podcast is at the same time that I listen to the Izzy one, and then I'm listening to another podcast that says, like, imagine if you just lived your whole week where you couldn't say no, and they talk about the Amazon yes, and then you come to me, and then I'm like, okay, I'll say yes, and here we are. But when I was doing my research on AGSM, again, it was just fate or whatever. But Marina Go, who's an alumni of AGSM, and at the same time she was the chairperson of the board at the West Tigers. And she, when I got the brochure, she was bang smack on the middle of it. And so I had just signed at the West Tigers, so I asked Ivan to put us in touch, and Marina became a bit of a mentor to me going through that process, and gave me a lot of encouragement to go for it. And then I applied and graduated in 2020. So
With top marks?
I wanted over there, if you get over 80%, you graduate with excellence. So that was my goal, to graduate with excellence. When I first started, that was in 2018, I ended up graduating with 79. So one off.
Wow. Yeah.
But in a way, I've reflected on that a lot. It's like, what is enough, It's like one more mark, would that made me different. And throughout my MBA journey, I had a lot of injuries. I had 3 surgeries on my foot. I got 2 screws. I was playing with a few injuries, and then my form wasn't good and wasn't really getting played much at the West Tigers. And I was like getting older, and my perspective on life just changed a little bit. It's like, it's cool to strive for things, but it's not the be all and end all of there's a big cost. So probably to go back to that balance thing, I just brought a bit of perspective of like sometimes one extra mark and a little piece of a name on my degree would have been cool for the kind of like the street cred of a hole in one, but it doesn't mean anything about your who you are as a person and how good at golf you are. It just means that you got it one time, and that's how I've explained it away to myself anyway.
Yeah, I think it's something to really be proud of. Like, this is an incredibly difficult school. You've graduated with, in my opinion, top marks.
I still got a distinction average, so I was pretty happy.